Yes? Okay, cool. Father God, we thank you for this time. Jesus, we just ask you for safety and guidance as we speak. And we thank you for this day. We honor and praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. My ears are popping so crazy right now. Loud and clear? Alright, cool beans. I might turn off my comments in a second because I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Let's talk about a few things. Hi, thank you. We washed our face. If you I know a lot of people are about to get distracted by this, so let me help you so you don't. Let me already start this so it doesn't get started, okay? So hold on. Take a seat because this is gonna be a live that I hope that we can get all the way through. What we can't talk about right now, we only have 8 more days until the live event. So whatever we can't talk about right now, I pray that we can talk about in person. And if you're not going to be there in person, the footage from the event and the series will be out probably April or May, because it's going to take a while to get every piece of footage from every single editor and then from the live event and all that good stuff. So it takes a minute. So the footage will be out on allysarmy.com probably April or May-ish, sometime around there. But before everybody gets started on this, because this is not the focus, yes, I washed my ass, my face, and my hair. And Angel sat with us while we did it. If you didn't see our story a few days ago, I'm gonna repost it. We sold a lot of our stuff out of storage, so we had to go handle the storage. If you go back to the other videos, you will see dirt just caked all around my head, and my hair is matted and sticking. It's crazy, and I haven't had any color in my hair in a while. And if you know that I'm a black girl, my mama crochets the hell out of my hair. For a very long time, people used to, my mom couldn't have me because she's white. I know some of you don't know, but my mom is my twin. A lot of people keep asking, what's your mama's name? Shelly Carter. Here she is. Absolute twin. Can't even tell us apart, huh? Damn! I know. It's you can't tell us apart. There's my mama. I got everything from, you see it? I got it in the face, its nose, everything. Passed it right down. Copy and paste. It's great. So, I want to talk to you guys about quite a few things. Can y'all still hear me? And for those who are like, well, she did this, she did that, you do realize that we just went through every box that we own. Hell yeah, I pulled out some of my shit. I got some of my shit back. We had to throw away everything. We had to give things away. I gave away my car. I still talk about that. Like I said, I never need a pat on the back for it, but I'm just telling you, I didn't have the time to sell my hard-earned car that I brought myself. I had to give it away because we couldn't stay in California on the property to make sure that sales were going. And we tried, Angels had started a Facebook marketplace sale on California's Facebook marketplace before we had even got to California. I couldn't deal with the messages coming through and the DMV and the pink slips and all that stuff. We couldn't deal with all that stuff in the same time that we had to empty a house on an acre. We had a full ranch-sized home on an acre with a full garage. Now I want you, wherever you live right now, comfortably in your home, to think about moving all of your shit in less than a week. Just get it out of the house. Where are you gonna put it all? All of it. All of it. And turned into 3 storages later. We sold a bunch of shit. We gave away for free a bunch of shit. We were throwing TVs, refrigerators, hard-earned shit out of our house because we just couldn't fucking do it. Okay? So I want to break it down for you. What's going on? I want this live to help you make everything make sense. So please take a seat. If you don't know me, my name is Allie. This is my mom. I thank you for being here. Let's talk, okay? And then you're going to probably have to catch up somewhere in the chat. Ask a 90. They'll probably point you in the direction. They won't hold your hand, but they will point you in the direction. Can y'all still hear me? Okay. So, some people are like, well, my mom does my hair. Angel sat there and watched. It took 2 hours. We had a lot of other shit. Well, actually, it took 3 hours because I had to take a shit. Because I'm not even playing with y'all. I'm being so honest. Actually, I am so tired right now. I am so delirious that me and you both are about to be surprised at this live, because I don't even know what's about to come out of my mouth right now. I'm so tired, and I might hit some walls in a second. So thank you so much for sitting here through this, because I have no idea where we about to go or what we about to say. But I'm just gonna be just as shocked as you, because I am delirious. I have not had sleep. And I don't know how long. I stayed up for like 2 or 3 days straight because I couldn't fall asleep at all. And then the last 2 days that I did get like at least 4 hours of sleep, I had nightmares to the point that I woke up even at an angel's place crying and screaming because it soaked in my own sweat from nightmares, okay? So I'm just going to address some things. But I want to stop and talk to her for a minute, because some people are going to be like, well, she has her hair done. Listen. We are on our way to a live event. If we about to die, don't even need anybody to do our hair, our makeup, anything like that. We are already done. We do not need it. do not try to save us, throw our asses. Funerals are expensive, so fuck that. You don't need to, we don't need to go to a hospital. I did just have a procedure, but we didn't go to a hospital. We ain't gonna talk about that though. But we don't do hospitals. So God forbid something happens right now, we done. And I want to make sure that we comfortable as hell going out. I grabbed my bra. I got a real bra on, okay? I'm being real as hell with you right now, because I don't know. And that sounded dark when I said it. It tasted dark. I didn't, you know what? It is what it is though. Some people are like, stop playing. It's not funny. I told you I'm tired, and I don't know how else I don't know how else to explain it to you. Can y'all hear me? I feel like I'm frozen. And it's showing me on this side that I'm not. And maybe I am. Am I? Can y'all hear me? Yes? No? Maybe? Anybody? I didn't. No, not yet. Can y'all hear me? On both on all three? Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, y'all good? Yes? I see Telegram says yes. Yeah? Okay, cool. Because so basically, we're clean. We had a shower. I scrubbed half the black off in that shower. In that shower. Okay? And it felt damn good. I slightly feel like myself again. Because it's amazing what things from home can do. I slightly feel like myself. I put on a facial mask. It's about 2.5, 3 years old, maybe 5, you know, but it was still good. I slightly feel like myself again. And I think some people forget, because they feel like, I think some people think that we just got out the life, like me and my mama fighting through the tunnels, right? No, I've been clean for 11 years, but we've never been left alone. So, I want to talk to y'all about some things, and I want to address some things that have happened in the last 48 hours. Some people, there was, and you know, I told you guys, I'm not trying to dwell. I point things out to you because there's something that you need to see. I point things out to you because there's something that you're missing. I always have told you from the beginning, and so has my mother, that we don't want you to take our word as gold and just run with it. We want you to know that this is your world and your reality too. We just screaming about it the loudest because we've lived through it. We don't need you to pat us on the back. We don't need anything from you. There's no fundraisers going on. There's no sponsors, Patreons, memberships, convenience fees. I don't give a shit about followers, fame, notoriety, numbers. I don't care about any of that. But see, there's a lot of people that do, because they're using their pain as a billboard. See, I don't care. All of this happened, and you can now see the definition of God. Because let me tell you, so the live that we did recently, and we were addressing some things, and we were like, don't give us ultimatums. I'm gonna just shoot through what happened, because I just want you to know that this is a human trafficking page. This is, and anybody else who wants to come at us in the next few days, go ahead and threaten me, because we're gonna show the whole world what's going on. Not to give you attention, but to show the world who you really are. I don't want you guys to stay on that, though, because guess what? The second that everybody is on the same page, then the game is over. Because everybody is distracted by what's going on this page, and what's going on that page, and who's fighting over here, and what can I do over here. You don't understand that that is used for a distraction of social media. It's basic programming. It's a distraction. It takes you off the subject. The same shit that they're trying to do right now, that they're trying to turn out the power, and everybody is like, it's a storm. No, it's not. They just approved pedophilia in California. A 21-year-old now can rape an 11-year-old, and it is legal. Look it up. So don't think that this storm coming is actually the storm that you think it is. It just looks a little wet, but in reality, flooding is going on somewhere else. Pay attention. You know that everybody distracts you. I don't have to tell you that. I know you already got that common sense that you know something don't smell right. And I know damn well what they're putting in my face is bullshit, and it's a distraction behind what is really going on. So I don't have to be the one to tell you that. I know a lot of you know that. Am I right? Can this be an interactive live if I leave my comments on? Can you just interact with me there? And not about everything else and turn the comments somewhere else? But just so I know that you're sitting here with me right now. What I'm talking about is there was a human trafficking page, and from our understanding, we were dealing with the other threats that were going on, and trying to get the event together. Our admin messaged us and said, hey, Ali, heads up, we got some more bullshit going on. Just a heads up, right? And we're like, what happened is we started off just letting somebody know, hey, be careful. You are on a trafficking page, and as a trafficking page, you should know that you shouldn't have any animals or children in your picture, because this is a battlefield over here. Somebody got pissy because somebody sent a message, and then they said, you know what, we're not arguing. The admin they're not going back and forth with you. These are everyday people, okay? So they said, you know what, we're not going back and forth with you. They just said, out, done. We got enough drama. After they out, done, then the person started to attack me. I don't even know the person. But the next thing they want to do is they're a scam. So I said, unban them. Let me handle this real quick. Okay? I said, unban them. Wait a minute. I don't even know what's going on. And before you decide to send somebody my way to attack me, let me address it. Let me see what the hell is happening. Okay? So they unbanned them, and I said, look, don't give me no ultimatums. I don't want to hear from you at this point, because I still don't know you. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But from my understanding is, don't give me any ultimatums. We got enough shit on our plate. And as a human trafficking page and as a human trafficking advocate, you should know better that a survivor always has enough as it is, and then the daily life gets enough, right? Everybody can say that just the shit that you're going through, even if you're not a survivor, even if you've been through anything that we're talking about right now, just the shit that you're going through on a daily life, work, kids, bills, all that shit is enough to deal with on its own. So when you sprinkle the drama on there, you get irritated and you get overwhelmed, and that's where stress comes from, because you're like, look, my plate is already full. Why are you putting more on me? What is the problem? You know what I'm talking about? Are we interacting here? Are we do I got my 90s? Are you with me? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay, so then what happened after that is we ran through the stories after they got upset that they didn't get their way. They said, well, if you don't unban me, then I'm going to keep this live post up about Ali. Keep it up.
Put it up twice.
Don't give me no fucking ultimatums or no threats. If you're going to threaten me, do it. Grow some. Don't threaten me and tell me you're going to grow some. Just do it then. But if whatever you're doing, stay the hell away from survivors, because this is unnecessary, Joel. Right? So then after that, I said, look, stop it. They sent a message to me personally and sent a message into the chat that I posted, and they said, I'm sorry, I'll take down the post. Look, wait, listen. Listen at the bipolar mood swings, just whiplash. My neck hurt so bad that in less than 12 hours, I was just trying to warn you as for a threat in Colorado. I was just trying to warn you, there's a threat on your march in Colorado. No shit, Sherlock. Thanks. I'm not saying don't warn us, but no shit, Sherlock. It's not a social gathering. This is a war, not a fundraiser. Awareness is profitable. True standing, the truth is priceless. No, nobody is trying to make a fucking profit. Everybody is getting out there because they want to, because it's the right thing to do. So no shit, Sherlock, that yeah, there's threats on every march. Yeah, duh. We're not talking about little shit. We're talking about crimes against humanity, the children. So I said, okay, thanks for the heads up. But why we got to do all this? When I said, you know what, all that drama and pettiness for you to just tell me that, unnecessary. Shame on you. I just said, you know what, I'm not answering these messages. I blocked them on my shit too. They got upset again. They went back and said my mom is using me for views and that we lost our home to the pandemic. And that in reality, we were alive. Operation 1009 is this group. And you know what? I'm calling them out like this. I'm not trying to start any problems. I'm not trying to, you mess with me first. I didn't do nothing to you. And you're supposed to be human trafficking advocates. So guess what? You said something to me. Now I'm fucking responding to you. That's how a conversation goes. Common sense, right? Yeah. So I responded and I'm saying, leave us alone. I didn't do nothing to you. I don't know what your problem is. You got butt hurt because somebody told you to knock your shit off. Now you're attacking me and you're calling me a scam. Now this whole time my question is ask the question, was there or was there not a threat? We done ran through the scenario so damn fast that you don't even know what you want. In less than 12 hours, I was trying to warn you for a threat, then this is all a scam and this is all a lie and everything is a joke because we lost our home to the pandemic. Which one was it? So were you really coming to warn us for a threat or not? And if it's all fake, then what was the threat that you were talking about? It was your message, not mine. I'm responding to you. You get what I'm saying? So now we're running through the lies of, well, now it's a scam. Okay, in 8 days, I'm done with that. But let's talk about this. We can't do that bullshit no more. You want to know why? You want to know why we done with that? Let me tell you why. There's some people who are like, I want the proof. Let me tell you, foster care is the proof. Mental asylums is the proof. Me is the proof. My mama is the proof. Child protective services that ain't telling you the truth is the proof. But until you see that and until you understand, these angels that you're going to see in 8 days are the proof. Do you know what's going on right now? Angels are coming from all over the place in the United States of America. The only reason why they're not coming out of the country is because of the privileges that you get in order to fly. Are y'all still with me? Because I just need to know that you're still with me. Interact with me right here. Can you tell me 90s? I see you. Okay, thank you so much. You with me? So 90s angels are headed across the United States of America. Not only that, is these angels, when we were sitting on a court case recently, there was an angel sitting right there. The attorney called and I said, do you really want to know what's going on? Are you ready? And they said, yes. We answered that phone, put that shit on speaker. An angel sat with us for 8 months on a legal case. You can't fake that shit. They know everything. The editors that had to edit the series, they know everything. The ones that packed that house up on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, they know everything. The ones that helped us put that shit in storage, they know everything. The ones that have slept at gas stations with us, got pulled over with us, sat on the other side of this screen, prayed with us, stayed up all fucking night long, praying and sitting here, trying to wonder what the hell is going on. They know everything. What you should be questioning is the ones that you're about to see at this event. How come you don't know what they know? Because somebody's not telling you the truth. The medical diagnosis of DID, dissociative identity disorder, and MK Ultra has been viewed paperwork in hands of angels right now across the United States of America and out of this country. We've sent it to them. In order to get to this live event in 8 days, all of these angels are creating a chain link across the United States of America to get to us. Let me break it down for you what's going on with your foster kids. Your foster children that nobody gives a shit about really are getting in a car right now, getting picked up from a home that they've never heard of before. They're getting taken out of their environment that they have known, and they've the only thing that they've known, and they're getting shoved into a home with strangers, put into a bedroom and told to go to sleep, got pulled up in a car and somebody told them get in, and they're supposed to trust them with their life and their children. You know the stress that you feel when you go into a crowd of strangers and you don't know if you're going to be accepted, liked, picked on, fucked with? You understand what I'm saying? Y'all with me, 90s? Are you with me, 90s? Y'all with me? Because we about to start talking about the sports team in a minute. I wonder if we'll get there. But we're going to talk about the sports team in a minute. But I just want to make sure that we hear on this part. Because we can't do this shit no more. It's old. And you want to know why it's even more old? Because you can't call everybody crazy. But your foster kids that jump in a car with random strangers, trust their life with them, jump into a house and have to sit there, and then when they're depressed and their stomach hurts, they don't know where the hell they're laying their head the next night, if they got a bed or not, or if somebody's gonna hurt them. They jump in the car with absolute strangers. That's what the hell your system, your government is doing to children right now. It is legal trafficking. So right now, angels across the United States of America are creating a chain link to get to this event, and some of them have never even met each other before. They are going off on trust. They are jumping, and it's not that I'm telling you to go outside and jump in the car with a 90, because that might not be good. We have dealt with assassins. People have tried to kill us. It changed, turned around. I don't know why, but God, that's why. If you don't know who God is, listen to this, because I'm telling you right now, God is in this. No matter if you like him, you know him or not. No matter if you want to deny him or not. I know who my God is because my faith has changed. I may cuss like a sailor. Some shit comes out of my mouth sometimes that I don't even think is okay. But at this point, I am so overwhelmed and irritated, but I know who my God is, and I know that God is not done with me yet, and we all know it's a narrow road and a very long way to get there, okay? So I know that God is not done with me yet, but I know who he is because of what has happened in the last 2 years. These angels are jumping. One is driving from one state, flying into another state, jumping in a car with 2 other angels, flying or driving 3 states over, grabbing 2 other angels, making sure that they got shit to help us with this event. They got kids, they got lives, they got to get back to work, they got to get back to bills, they got to get back to homeschooling, they got to get back to life in a minute. They're not blue check mark people. They didn't ask you for any money. You don't know their names. They don't need any credit. They're not asking for a pat on the back. They're not going to throw a tantrum because they didn't get their way. They didn't throw a tantrum because they may not have gotten a seat. Some people cannot make it to the event. You want to know why? Because they got kids and they got lives and they got work and they I can't do that right now. It's not free to get there. Nothing is free. Freedom is not free. The tickets are free. They're going to get in the door for free. They're going to listen to real information for free. They're going to take action for free.
They're going to get fed for free.
They're going to get fed for free. I'm going to teach y'all a damn dance class, because if my family coming out, y'all dance with me, and my dream, my testimony was I thought I was going to be a damn choreographer. I am one still, but I thought one day that line was going to be for a banquet or something, or a convention or something. My name is on shit right now, and it's wild, and it's not for what I thought and what I asked God for. He funny. He real funny. Because this is not what I thought was supposed to happen. We went viral on accident. A lot of you have sat on the other side of this device and think that we are joking with you. Yes. You sure you are? I am. But if people really think that we're playing with you. No. A lot of other people are. Because they talking about here's a fundraiser. Nobody did a fundraiser for this. We sold our shit out of our storage. We still have some of my grandmother's stuff that died. My mother's real mother passed away from cancer. My grandma that saved my life from Russia, she died a few years ago. My mother's real mother We still have her shit because before you guys met us, my mom was just done taking care of them before they died. Non-stop. We just shut down a 90-year-old house before y'all met us when we went viral. So we not only had our shit on an acre, but have you ever cleaned out a house from your loved one that's 80-something years old, 90-something years old? Any 90s have ever done that? Interaction live, because I just need to know y'all here because I don't see you. But have any of you ever cleaned out a home before for a loved one that's old? They got decades of shit. They got shit in every color. They got shit beyond shit, and they made sure that they got about 10 of it. And then there's shit hidden all around the house. And you got decades of antiques all throughout the house. We just shut that shit down before y'all met us. So we still had all of that shit. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I don't know how else real we can get with you. Angels watched us shut that shit down. They packed that shit themselves. They stood on the property while we hurried up and threw shit out the door. Didn't even get to make decisions, just throwing shit in boxes and saying, fuck it. If we can't throw it out the door and if we can't just give it to somebody, throw it in a box and we pray we can deal with it later. Here's later. We're later. We're at later. Go check when we shut that house down. Go look at the live video. So now some people want to, well, they, whatever bullshit, they lost their home to the pandemic. Prove it. Because the angels that are coming in 8 days can. Prove it. Because the angels that are coming in 8 days have the recordings, the MP4 audios, the CDs, the documents of evidence. They have every court holding, they have everything. So if we die in 8 days before we make it to this live event, just because we got a bra on and my hair is clean, don't mean that we are okay. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is a war, not a fundraiser. And if you counted that cost, we made sure that everybody that can get to this event, they didn't do anything but grab a way to get there. And they figuring it out. There's some angels that contacted me that I was like, listen, I know you're not going, but can I get you on standby just to make sure? They shocked the hell out of me. I will post one of the reactions when one of my friends called me and was like, girl, are you kidding me? I know that this friend couldn't do what they're about to do because of their life. Their home life is busy. But they said, I ain't missing this shit for the world. I'm sick of watching you go through hell. I'm on my way. I lost my shit. We were going through so much hell. I had just fell through 2 dressers. We had cleaned the storage. I climbed on something and I swear my headspace was not in the storage to check. And I know to climb on shit, but I'm being real. I climbed on something and that shit fell right through. I fell through 2 dressers. I got back up so fucking mad. Oh my, that's a fucking. I just wanted to kick the dresser's ass, and I'm like, we gotta sell it! I almost broke my fucking leg. I dropped a box on my head. I was pissed. I was not in the right headspace to deal with that storage, but we did not have any other choice. We had to go. So, when my friend messaged me and was like, I'm on my way, I can't tell you. The chills that ran through my body. I was so upset at them because I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I would have never expected them to message me. There are some angels that are coming that I would have never expected. I called some people and gave seats to them. If you're one of those people that I called you and said, hey, I'll give you a seat my damn self. It's free. I'll see you there. And let me tell you something. The only thing that we are asking for is to make sure that if you're going to walk through those doors to participate in filming and watching something that you could have watched from your couch, don't bother. Unless you're going to the marches the days before the event, don't bother to come to watch something that you can continue to watch from your couch. If you're coming to this event, we are taking action. I'm not inciting any violence. We're not condoning any violence. We do not tolerate it. But the people that are coming to this event, you better be ready to get your ass outside with me, or don't even fucking bother, because you could have watched it from your couch. I'm being real with you. I love you, but I'm being real. If you're not planning to march with us, if you're not planning to take action on the days before and the days after the event, don't bother. There are survivors going to be watching every move that is made in 8 days. And there are victims. We are going to the center of a trafficking hub. If we doing it, we doing it all. If it's time for somebody to get out and they want to make that choice, there are 90 standing right there. You can't say that I wasn't standing there either. So if you want to take your shot at me because you feel like you're upset, go for it. I don't care. At least somebody will see you. What you want me to say? I got my bra on and my hair is clean. I'm ready. I'm ready. I had a bath. Hopefully I'll have a bath before we get there. I don't know. I don't know. Things could change in a few minutes. So I'm ready. There are licensed and ready angels, ready in case of any emergency, and they all have copies of paperwork on them, and they know our very last wishes. They're all ready. Y'all still with me? Y'all still hear me? Do you get my definition of ready? Do you think we're scared to die? I told you that from the start, we're not. There's some people who are getting out of jail. Jailbirds, you think I'm stupid? I didn't say the words, but everybody getting out of jail about to make damage control. Go ahead, come on. Uncles, you out of Inglewood jail? Let's go. You out of Georgia jail? Let's go. You know Tupac got caught on TMZ in 2009 after he burnt his fingerprints off and everybody seen him, right? The LAPD went out and covered that shit up. Look it up on TMZ. Look it up. Go look it up yourself. Go look it up yourself. You think I'm scared of you? Let's go. You're going to prove my point. Touch me. I'm a nana outside. I'm a nana. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. And you know what? There was somebody that was like, well, somebody came back and we don't just rate shit on a poster. Putting phrases on a poster is not going to do a damn thing. Well, it's doing something, and it's been doing damn good this whole time. Because what you think you're supposed to just take all the responsibility, everybody's supposed to hand you the money, and nobody's supposed to know about the war that we're in for their own children?
This war will never be stopped unless everybody's presence is known, unless everybody stands.
And so many people want to, well, it's too heavy. This is out.
It's
too heavy. It's too much. It's too dark. No shit, Sherlock. There's a child going through it right now. No shit. How you think the kid feels? And what if it was your child? Let alone, what if it was you? You think trafficking has a preference on it? No, they want organs, baby. And they want something to stick a hole in, and they don't care what that means. Hence, animals. Everything goes. Robots, animals, people. You think trafficking has a preference, a label, a color preference, a minority preference, a blood preference? No. So all these minority fights that we got going on, pointless. Because every minority right now is in trafficking. I don't want to hear Black Lives Matter. Because do they really? Have you stopped to try to do something about the black children that are in trafficking right now? No. So do they really? Everybody who wants the Brown Lives Matter, are you at the border?
Shut up.
Every damn day that they're dropping 5-year-old bodies over the border after they rape them? Do brown lives really fucking matter? You think that this shit is just third world country, but everybody is so elite. You don't give a shit about the earthworms. Your elite need their foot soldiers. Your elite function off the foot soldiers. That's your newscasters, your paramedics, your everyday teachers, your judges, your doctors, CPS, every category of shit, your Freemason cops. There's their foot soldiers. Stop being so damn concerned about the elite when you forget about the earthworms, and that's where when it rains, look for the worms. Those are the ones slithering up to the elite to give them what they need. Everybody's so, well, who is that celebrity? And what is this celebrity? Are you looking for their foot soldiers? Because they lazy as fuck, and everybody knows that. The elite celebrities don't do shit but sit on their ass and let it come to them. Somebody does their makeup. Somebody sets out their clothes. People walk them through the stage. And they treat those people like shit, and those are their foot soldiers. Where do you think those foot soldiers come from that get to your celebrities, that do their makeup, that get them from stage A to stage B, that make sure that the tech and the sound and the lights and everything like that is working, that make sure that their dirt gets covered up? Every time a celebrity gets in trouble, they get slapped on the wrist and the news covers that up. Who do you think that was? Those are the people that live next door to you. Those are the people that are your employers. They work half-time, they work part-time for you, and then they work part-time for them. And everybody is so concerned about them, but you're not even concerned about the person that's standing next to you. The one that teaches your child from 8 to 5. The one that runs the college courses and the universities that are historical. And you know your child don't come home right after that. The ones that sign the paperwork and the releases and the AWOL statements for your military. Those grunts, your friends, your people, your family that get into the military, their bosses are the earthworms. They're the ones who break them down. Dissociative identity disorder. You're a person that goes into the military will never be the same. You want to know why? Because there's a programmer waiting right at the boot camp doors. They're at the, what's it called, facilities? What are those where you go in and you, recruiting places? Those are your basic programmers right there. They tell them right there, take your clothes off. Let's see how much I can poke at you before I send you to them. Those are your earthworms. Let's put you on a scale. Let's see how much I can break you down. Let me check your psyche first. That's programming. Basic programming before they send them to the big dogs, and then they work through their clearances. And then those are their foot soldiers. The ones that drive those planes, those submarines, those trains for people to get to Epstein's Island. Those are the people that work next to you. Those are the people that sign your paychecks. Those are the people that you have to respond to. Those are the ones that are scanning your damn groceries at the grocery store. Just because they don't look like that, and just because we can dress like a hobo too. You just seen us in the other live. We look like a damn hot mess. And in 1 minute we can look like something. It's called cleaning up. Don't you see that people can clown well? Why isn't anybody seeing that shit? Some people were like, Ali, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that the people that are attacking you right now were enemies. Yeah, because we told you that you sit in the audience with our enemies, but some of y'all are looking for people with big numbers. Stop it. It's not just them. The Border Patrol agents that are allowing children to be trafficked, murdered, and brutalized at the border, those are your foot soldiers. And some of them are your fucking families that you refuse to talk to because they tell you it's too much. You're crazy. That's a conspiracy. Do y'all get what I'm saying to you? Because I just get overwhelmed. Like, why doesn't anybody get this shit? I don't get it. Telegram, do y'all hear me? Do y'all understand? Say something. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to you? Please. I just want to make sure that I'm not the one. I'm delirious, but I know it's tasting right. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? Let me break it down for you still. I want to tell you some of my experiences with the sports team. But the first thing that I want you to do in research before, because we have to get somewhere right now. So I don't know if we'll have time. So maybe we'll have time to do a Q&A on Telegram, maybe tomorrow or something. So I don't know if I'll have time to really explain and break it down to you, my experiences. And on top of that, I'm already sweating just getting ready to talk to you about it. I just processed through a lot of stuff with some angels, and I think the angels that have sat on the phone, there's some angels and admin that can't be with us at the live event. Thank you for sitting on the phone the other night while I processed some sick shit. I never said it out loud, but I want to tell you something. I am just as guilty as you. And every single day, I beat my own ass for it, which is what woke me up in the first place. I need air. Hold on. I need air, and I need a sip of something. That water. I'll take that. I will take that. Woo! I'm already sweaty. So hold on. Flag on the plate. We got. Oh, see? No pun intended. I like myself laugh. I can be my own friend. You have no idea. Hold on one second. Can you just wait for me? My heart's starting to pound out of my chest. I'm just being real. I don't know if any of you can hear it, but I can. So, hold on. Just switch real quick so we can talk to you, because I think that I can talk to you about it better. DID problems. It was created by your foot soldiers. Oh wait, one more thing. Before I start in on the sports, I want to break some. Mom, you got like a few dollars on you real quick? Do you? Not handy? No?
Maybe.
Hold on.
No.
You got a quarter? You got quarters? Can I ask you those?
Way in the back.
All right, I'll take those. It's like what is that? The 30 points. What is it? 30
pieces of silver.
30 pieces of silver. All right, I want to explain something to you real quick, and I just want to give an example while I'm on it, and then we'll talk about the sports team. Are y'all still with me? Are y'all still with me? You still with me? We're here. We're talking. Family conversation. Woohoo! Family. You good? Yes. Telegram. Y'all all right? Y'all all right? Facebook. You doing okay? All right. We got some quarters here. And I want to have a conversation with my mom before we continue our conversation. So can y'all just sit here real quick while I have a conversation with my mama? So, mama. Twin. I got to talk to you about some things. So, there are some trafficking organizations. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to my mom. Just thanks for sitting into this conversation. I'm not going to talk to any of you because I don't, there's so many of these situations happening. Hold on, Mom. I'm talking to them. There's so many of these situations happening right now that I feel like if I talk directly to you, then you're not going to get it. So I think that maybe this is the conversation that you could just listen to with my mom. We're doing all that filming, right? Docu-series time. So can you just, I'm just going to talk to, excuse me. Hold on one second. Scooch over. Mama.
Just do.
Twin. There are many trafficking organizations, advocates, and stuff like that have Patreons and memberships and websites and all that stuff, right? Are those websites free, Mom?
No.
They're not free, right? How much is gas a gallon right now in some states?
Depends on which state, but $3 to $5 a gallon.
$3 to $5 a gallon, right? And then to get about 10 miles to a destination, how much is that in gas?
Maybe $1 or so, depending.
Okay, so I got here. Let me get you. I'm gonna $1 right here. Okay, excuse me. I'm just talking to my mom. Are y'all still with us? Are y'all still sitting here? You can listen to this conversation if you like. Are you still sitting here? Please tell me you're still sitting here. This is important. Are we still here? Yes. Telegram, y'all good? I need to check on Telegram. I have not seen a message come through real quick. They real quiet on Telegram. I just want to check while I'm still about to talk to my mama. Just hang on. I need to talk to my mom. Hold on. Just check a few things real quick. They said, yes, we hear. Okay, cool beans. So, excuse me, Mom, with those organizations and those people that charge things are never free, right? Like I saw some events going on this year. It's like $350 a head to just get general admission into the event. And then after they get in the door, the people are, charging like $50 an autograph, like they're somebody famous, that they have some truth for people that should be protecting their children. Oops, I dropped a quarter. I'm gonna need that. I need that. So to pay for the things that I'm about to say right now, but excuse me, I'm just talking to my mom. So I saw things like that, and I saw that it takes people a lot of money to fly somewhere, to drive somewhere, to do important things. So just to get outside, pricelessly in their own neighborhood, Mom, there are some websites charging $8 to join and register for an event. Maybe $8. Sometimes they charge like a Patreon fee. Sometimes you have to get like a convenience fee, because when you swipe your card, it's like a $3.25 convenience fee charge when you swipe it on a website, right? I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to my mom. Y'all still here? Okay, cool. So it's like a $3.25 convenience fee. Sometimes like $1.25. Sometimes it can be a little bit cheaper. But then there's like Patreon and subscription fees that you have to get just to get into the website to pay for it. So, Mom, in order for me to get out of this car right now on my own, like if I wanted to go outside pricelessly on my own, do I have to register for that?
No.
Okay, so if I do decide to register to go outside or to get information that I need for a child, and it is $8 for a membership, so I'm paying $8 to put my shoes on. So here, I got $1. Here's $1 to put my shoes on. Here is $2. I need to go ahead and get some water, because I'm gonna need that when I get outside. I need a marker and a poster board that I could have just got out of my trash or out of my house, because everybody got a marker somewhere. I only got 50 cents left. Here you go. Then after that, it's also probably $70 annually, maybe $80 annually, and that's if you just want to be a low member on their website to stay in the loop for a year of what's going on. So, Mom, I don't have any more money, but I want to get outside. I want to get out of this car for the children that I'm going to do pricelessly. So I have to come out of my pocket to give it to you, and I don't have that money. So what am I supposed to do now? And if I did have that money and I chose to do something for free, then I just paid you all that money to do what I was going to do anyways, right? Is that, no?
Yep. Nobody should be charging you anything. I can't stress that to y'all enough.
Oh, you talking to them?
Oh, I'm talking to you.
You talking, oh, okay.
Nobody should be charging you anything.
No. And now my question is with all that money that I just gave you, you still got to pay for the website fees. You still got to pay for your gas to get to the event. Are you paying anybody when you own a website to get them outside? Do you pay any money? I didn't. Can they charge you a convenience fee or a Patreon for participating in? Is that something? Because they don't do much. They're just spreading the word, getting loud, reiterating information. They're not the ones.
They're regurgitators.
Even if somebody is saying like, oh, it's survivor-led. Mom, with my PTSD, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to my mama. With my PTSD, with everything that we go through on a daily, do you think it would be a good idea for me to go saving children out of a tunnel?
Let me tell you about survivors.
Who?
You.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, excuse me.
Nope. I love survivors. I have a heart for survivors.
That's good.
But the fact of the matter is, with the DID, with the PTSD, with the flashbacks, no survivor should be trying to rescue children. No survivor should be trying to raise funds. No survivor should be trying to fundraise.
I think I'm taking that to heart a little bit. I don't know about you guys. You're just listening to this conversation, so it's not about you right now. Hold on. I think I'm taking it to heart because I want to save children, and I'm going to do my damn best to save them, right, Mom?
You would be a liability.
I would be a liability, but why is that?
Number two, survivors, in all honesty and all realness, survivors can barely function through the day. A survivor that says, well, I'm healed, that's bullshit. Healing for survivors is nothing there's no end game there. It's nothing you're just going to be like, oh, I crossed the finish line, I'm healed. That's not how that shit works.
If you scrape your knee, do you automatically just get healed from that? Or sometimes when it's cold, if you really break a bone, like what's that called when you Afro freeze? Is that Afro freeze or that's the stuff you put on it? What is that when you get cold and when you get cold and what's the word? I'm a college student. What's the word when you get cold and your muscles start to hurt because they were messed up before? Atrophy. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah. So yeah.
There's just principles to things. True survivors do not have the wherewithal to be fundraisers. They do not have the wherewithal to run organizations. They do not have the wherewithal to go rescue children. And that's no slight on survivors. That's just the fact of the matter. Allie does not have the wherewithal, whether she wanted to or not, to go rescue children. When you've been in that situation, that's going to trigger your programming. That's going to cause flashbacks. That's going to paralyze you from the fear. You're not going to say, well, I'm healed and I'm going to go rescue children. That's a liability, and nobody in their right mind would put a survivor in that position to go back in to rescue children like that. Survivors will not ask you for money. That they just won't. They're not going to fundraise. That just is not how that works. Most survivors can barely make it through the day. They can barely scrape themselves off the floor. They can barely deal with their flashbacks and all the stuff. So when you see people saying, I'm a survivor and I'm rescuing children, I'm a survivor and I'm fundraising, you better question that shit. Ask them where their mission statement is. Ask them to see where the money's going. Like, that should be transparent. Ask them where the 501c3 is. What's the plan? Where's the oversight? Ask those questions, because people are lying.
Yeah, but I think
doesn't mean that they're not survivors.
I'm gonna let you finish. You're talking to me, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. That doesn't mean that they're not survivors. That doesn't mean that they didn't go through shit. That means that they did go through shit, but they're probably still being handled, because that's just how that shit works. It's 1 and 1 is 2. That's just how that shit works.
It is too. It is too. Now, not saying that, because I can give some damn good tips and suggestions and things like that to help with survivors, right? Still, like that, I know that I can do that. It still gets heavy. It causes nightmares. It causes flashbacks. It causes me to drown back in some of those situations and relive them. I'm still strong, and
the NFL.
Yeah, that's what happened with the NFL. That's what we were talking about. Some things that it still threw me back into flashbacks, because there's some things that I just buried, and it doesn't come back until it becomes something personal to me. It could be anything.
We were actually talking to an angel about some of her things in her life, and basically just stumbled over the NFL stuff, and it triggered memories, and then from there it started causing Allie and the other kids to have all kind of flashbacks. There's just so much that goes into it. Be careful who you're listening to. Yes, people can tell you that they're survivors, and I believe there are a lot of survivors, but they also have DID, and they also are being handled, and they're not aware of it. And that's why they're using it to raise money, to raise funds, to promote shit. That's why one of the biggest, hardest thing that we've had to do is hold our integrity, to not ask you for money, to make sure we have every tie severed. If you're a survivor and you think the best way to handle things is to go raise money for initiatives, go do that over there. We don't want to be involved in any of that shit, because it's muddying the waters and it's wrong. It's trafficking the truth, and we won't ever be okay with that. We just won't. It's bullshit.
I love our talk.
It was a good talk.
That was a good talk.
Good talk, though.
But we still got our family here, so I'm gonna go talk to them.
Talking about them.
All right. Hey, so I want to talk to y'all about the sports. Sorry, my mom and I had a slight conversation. I want to talk to y'all about the sports. I want you to go look at something. If you love to watch sports, I want you to look at something. But I want to tell you first that I still beat myself up every day because I'm guilty. After everything that I knew, and the reason why I have so much of a guilty conscience with the things that I had to do is because when I left, I decided to act like everything wasn't real. There was a time in my life, in my trauma response, that I got really overly sexual. There's a time where I was in extreme denial and went through rage. And And then there was a time where I was in such extreme denial that you guys even saw me working through, where I was like, you know, at one point when everybody was like, well, how did you feel after having to be with a celebrity? I thought that was an honor. I was raised to believe that if you had sex with if you got beat up by a celebrity, somebody who was in high power, it was an honor because you were in their face. When I was a kid, I thought it was cute to say that I had sex with this celebrity. Yeah, and it wasn't really sex. It was always torture. I've never had sex to just have sex, so I'm just going to be real with you there. I'm starting to be really honest, and so many things might come out because I don't know how to spit this out just yet, and I'm saying it to the world, and I just said it to a few angels, and yeah, it's a lot. So, I'm still very ashamed of myself. I'm still very disgusted by myself. I'm still at a point where I don't understand how to accept myself because of a lot of things that have went on that I still haven't accepted yet. And I have been working through a lot of those things through here too with you guys. When I say, you know, when we're on here and we're talking about things and I'm like, you guys, we're all guilty. When I say we're all included in this, because after I left, and this is why a lot of people hate me, and I'm going to be very real about it because I know it. I'm a dancer. I love entertainment. I grew up in all performing arts schools. I don't know why, but I was always placed in a performing arts school, no matter what. I went to countless elementary schools. I went to countless middle schools, and I ended up graduating from 19 high schools alone in foster care. Before I went into foster care, I was already in high school. So when I went into foster care, by the time I graduated, I had went to 19 high schools. So every school that I have been placed in was a performing arts school. I felt like when I was a kid that's the only thing that I know how to do. For a very long time, me, Taya, I believed that I wanted to be a cheerleader. I believe that that's the only way that I can do something fun. Knowing what I know, knowing how to work around it, I still want to dance. I love to dance. There are some people who are not evil people that love the entertainment industry, that can sing, that can dance, that can offer some type of entertainment help, and they're good at it. And then that's their unique talents, from filming to makeup to sports. There are people who are innocently loving something that is pure and is meant to be pure, and they're not evil. So when I say that we're all guilty, this is the time where I'm like, yeah, I beat myself up about these things every single day. My mom did not know the things that she knew completely, because a lot of times when I was tortured or hurt, there were some times where she was on the phone. There were some times where we talked about it, and there were some times where we didn't. I called her from the Staples Center in Los Angeles at one point when I was in a foster home. There's a few angels that were on the calls. There was a few angels. There's not just one angel that was on the court cases that we were on. There were a few that have the recordings of that court case. They have the documents of that court case. They have the minutes of that court case. I can't hide that shit. It is what it is. I lived in a foster home, and I had to go and be with some players at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. That's how I found out about the dungeons and about the sex dungeons and about the kind of players' playground under the Staples Center, throughout the boxes, and as well as many other stadiums. All sports have them. All sports have them, and I'll tell you why. Maybe because we are about to run out of time. If you look up cheerleaders, they don't get paid. Cheerleaders don't make shit. Dancers don't make shit. If you are a dancer on here, you can say that you don't make any money. You work your ass off. You got broken bones, traumatized bones, and you don't get paid anything. Choreographers for big time celebrities, they don't get paid shit. They don't make money. I'm telling you right now, choreographers and dancers, they really don't make that much money. Why? Because everything is exposure. They try to fill that in with, you'll get exposure. You'll get exposure. Somebody will know your name. So we can't pay you, but somebody will know your name. If you get on this, somebody will know your name. So you don't really get paid as a cheerleader. You stand outside in the cold. You work your ass off. You get judged for your body and your weight, your size, and how you perform and how you look, and everybody is watching you, but you don't get money for it. So when I was 11 years old, I was I was in a high school. If you're familiar with Vista del Lago, if you're familiar with Moreno Valley, California, over there near Mountain View Middle School, near if you're familiar with over there near Landmark, if you're familiar with those schools over there, I was in that area. I contacted Kelly Finglass, which is the coordinator and the dance, the choreographer for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, when I was about 11 or 12. And I know it was probably just an automated service, but I was like, I know that that's what I'm meant to be. I'm just meant to be somebody's wife. I'm meant to have kids. That's what I was told all my life. I'm just meant to have kids, be somebody's wife, and be good to somebody, and be a performer. Because that's all I knew how to do. I had been put in anything but dance, and that's all I knew how to do. So that's when I'm guilty, because I was like, that's all I know. So I contacted Kelly Finglass, and I'm pretty sure it was an automated message, but she contacted me back. And she said, I will see you when you're 18. Ever since then, I was like, I have to be a DCC. I can fly into a jump split, okay? And I used to be able to kick myself in the face because I was prepping for that. I was like, one day I'm going to be a DCC, whether I get there or whether I marry into the players, because that's what I'm supposed to do, because I've already been with multiple players and whatever. So when I got out of the life and out of the things that I know, my mom did not know the things that I knew. She did not know the things about Disneyland. She did not know the things about the stadiums. She didn't know any of that. She knew that I was still working through a lot of the things that I'm working through now, still to this day, and that I was in denial about a lot. So I still went to dance classes. I still wanted to be a DCC. I still wanted to perform and entertain, but I wanted to do it from another view. I wanted to do it from another look, because I was like, I've seen it from this side. But there are girls on that team that they're not in those boxes with me. I'm looking down at certain dancers and I'm seeing that, and I'm like, okay, so they're not getting hurt. All they got to do is perform. You don't have to be up in here with them trying to run their numbers. And semen snatching, it's a huge game in the NFL and all sports. It's called semen snatching. Look it up. It is where many people go into the box seats, females, and they try to trap the players by grabbing semen, because they're already up there and they're already running deals. I want you, before I explain my full experiences to you, I want you to go look at a game. And men and women that watch football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, the sports, the ones that watch the sports, I want you to go look for a few things before we have another live, and I'll tell you the rest of my experiences. But for right now, I need you to go look at something. Can you do that for me? Are y'all still with me? Are you with me? You ready? You got your notes? You got a notebook? You ready? I'm going to tell you. Tell me you're ready. Tell me when you're ready. Y'all ready? Okay. So, have you ever seen that their gloves are attached to that football? It's almost like a magnet. Have you ever seen the look that if you play video games, if you play sports video games, I want you to check out the sports video games and see if sometimes if you are looking down at an actual game, doesn't it look like the game that you play on your video games? Doesn't it look like a CGI? Sometimes the games that you guys play, the graphics are so real you feel like you're actually in the game. Do any of y'all feel that way? I'm talking to my men. I'm talking to my sports lovers. I'm sorry to burst this bubble, but let's be real here. This is something I didn't want to talk about either, because I feel just as guilty. And you want to know why I feel just as guilty? Is because I knew, and I was like, let me just ignore it and sit from the other side of it, because my mom knows the normal side. My mom has done all kind of redo things for me. So a lot of things she didn't know first. Okay, so there's pictures of me that my mom took me about 4 or 5 years ago. She surprised me with a Dallas Cowboy game on Christmas. I was terrified. I talked shit, and I was like, yeah, like I would want to go, but when she told me, I was terrified. I was like, oh shit, Mom, we can't go. And she's like, we're going to do it from another way. We're going to sit in the seats. We're going to watch the game. Now, for me, knowing what I know, I'm like, that sometimes can't be bad because sometimes they're not even there. Sometimes the players are not actually on the field. The dancers are. But if they are there, then sometimes half of them go on break because of what's going on in the boxes, no matter what game you're watching. You know how you watch some games and you're like, why? Like, we could have had a better quarterback on this team. We could have had a better front on this team. We could have had something better. Where's the coach at? Built this team better. What the fuck is going on? Why are they shitty players and the good players are sitting on the bench? You want to know why? Because have you ever been into sports where you have numbers? There's a BMI, there's densities, there's stats that you have to maintain to be an MVP, to be on a magazine, to make cover. There's stats that you have to maintain. Even if you're in wrestling, you have to maintain stats. By maintaining those stats comes in drug trafficking, comes in child trafficking. And sometimes steroids and stuff come into that. But it's not just that. What happens is there's sponsors and things that run up in those boxes. And in those boxes, they sit up there and they'll bring players up there and then they run deals with them and they say, I can move your numbers around. I can get you on a better team. I can get you to be the star player. I can get you somewhere else, but you just got to do something for me. What do you think that is? There's a thing called semen snatching, and the only reason why they do that is because in those boxes, there's people having sex on those PR events in those boxes. And what they do is while they're having sex with somebody, which is what's happened to me, this is where I'm starting to get sweaty, when I went up there, you have a certain player that they have multiple players that they're about to run deals with because they're trying to move their numbers around. All of it is about numbers. The people who refuse to go into those boxes, the people that they know will probably flip the hell out over what they're offering in order, if it's steroids, if it's children, if it's animals, if it's a deal. The boxes, what are the boxes? The boxes sit over your head. Those are the very expensive seats.
Little catered rooms with the glass window where you look over.
With the glass windows, there's music up there, there's partying up there, the players come up there sometimes,
VIP.
The VIP seats, there's PRs up there, there's people who, there's sponsors up there, they are watching the players, they're looking at the players, they're recruiting other players. They sit up in those box seats and they party in those box seats, and sometimes after they win their game or something, their family is allowed up there, their wives, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, they're allowed up there to watch the game, and they sit from a different level. So nobody, basically, the peasant seats are in the stadium. Those are the peasant seats that you're sitting in the stadium. Y'all still with me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Telegram? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Am I being blocked? Because I know this is going to be blocked, so I hope you screen recording. Can you still hear me? Okay, cool.
How old were you when you were there?
When I was there, your mic is on. Cancel that. Your mic is on. Cancel. Cancel. So when I was there, I was 15. I was in foster care. I was in a foster home. That this is documented. All right. I was sold to one of the players on the Lakers team and on the Chargers team. I told you guys about this before. One of the people that I had to be with, he had a prosthetic cheek. He snatched that shit off his face from about right up here into his ear and pulled it off, and you could see the strings. It stunk. I don't even know what words to explain the smell that came from that man. That I blacked out. I was just like, just get it over with. I blacked out. Okay. There are times where I had to wear a certain thing in the box seats. When you go up there and you're being sold for something, they put something on you. For me, I had to put on garter and pants. And so if I had my garter on, it said that I was up for bid. If I took the pants off and my garter was on, it said I was sold. That means that even if we were about to have sex in the box seats, if we were about to, it's not sex. Words matter. If they were about to hurt me in the box seats, if they were about to do something in a hallway, if it was on their break. So some of your players will leave the game, they're headed to the boxes. It's a pick-me-up. It's a reboot. And guess what they try not to do is spread semen. And the reason why is because there's other females up there that are sitting up there that are not in trafficking. They're adults. And what they do is they stay up there and they do their best to get into these box seats so they can take the semen from the players. So they do not have to sign a prenup. If they get their semen and they somehow get pregnant, then therefore they can have a baby. And that baby now needs what? Child support. If they sleep with multiple players, they get child support for 18 years. We want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah. It's something that you need to have because when she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half. Your music is telling you. I ain't saying she a gold digger. Okay? That's what happens in those boxes. So there's some adults that sit up there, and while they're having sex sometimes with the children, they'll go, which has happened to me, if there's cum, that if they don't wear a condom, if there's any type of condom, the players usually try to wear a condom because that way they can't trap them. It's called semen snatching. So they can't trap them. They will pull these little tubes out of their bra and they will grab the semen if somebody is having sex somewhere. If they did a hand job, they will try to make the players come so it stays on their hand so they can take that semen and try their best to get pregnant with it. If they get pregnant with it, they own that player for 18 years. And sometimes for the rest of their life, until those players start to realize what's going on and they use the kids as the dangling to get between them, and then they fuck up the person's life that trapped them in the first place. But that's a whole other story for another day, right? So, and on top of that, if you mysteriously got pregnant with a player's kid, there's no NDA either. Non-disclosure. So if something happens and they test that kid and it comes out positive that that's one of those players' kids and that person didn't have sex with that kid, it's either rape or you owe them child support to keep them quiet. That's how that works. There's a lot of shit going on. And if they say yes to steroids, if they say yes to drug trafficking, if they say yes to any of those deals that are being ran in those boxes that ups their numbers, go look at some of your players. Their numbers don't match their play. Their numbers don't match them. You look at them and you're like, they're shitty players. The ones that are sitting on the bench can throw better than the ones that they put in this game all the time. The ones that run, that sit on the bench should be the ones on the floor. Why is this person an MVP and this person gets more than them on any day? They could run circles around them. It's because that person hasn't signed on yet. In other words, sold their soul. Are y'all still with me? When my mom took me, and I'll even post pictures, when my mom took me to the stadium, when we watched the game, some of them weren't even on the floor, and we noticed that already. So it was nice to redo it, sitting with my mom in the stands, and knowing that I wasn't going to get hurt. We've been redoing a lot of things, and I didn't know that. So I know some people are going to beat me up, well, you still went. Yeah, I did. I've still redone a lot of things. I still dance. There's a lot of people who are, you shouldn't be using Telegram. You're on social media of some type to be able to tell me that, right? You shouldn't be using it either. Aren't you just as guilty? You see how we all connected in this shit? Those tickets that you buy Super Bowl, they're expensive as hell, right? To sit in those stadiums. You just paid for trafficking. You just enabled it. You gave it to those players and you signed their paycheck. And you also signed that child away in some of those box seats. After the games, sometimes players get together for multiple teams. Think of it as like a cheer camp or a baseball camp, you know, when multiple teams come together to be into one space. They have some of those, and they have white parties, all white parties. It's not just the celebrities. Do you notice that some of them act the same, stand up the same? They're damn near clones, because they are. Some of them dribble the same. Some of them look the same. Some of them move with each other the same. Go look. Before I tell you the rest of my experiences, go look. Do me a favor and go look. Don't even do me a favor. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. You're the one that's being lied to. You're the one who doesn't really see it. dealt with it. I know it. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm still traumatized by it. There are some people in entertainment that are like, I'm not a bad person, but the people around me make the name look bad. Yeah, they do. Because the people that are innocent aren't the ones on the forefront of the camera, are they? Look. Go look. Go check the players of the people that are not in the forefront. Go check the players that are not MVPs. The players that are not MVPs are the ones that are being programmed in your basic universities right now by coaches and recruit teams. Those are your good people. By the time they get up there and they get grabbed by a recruiter, then they turn. And they're never the same. Same thing with the military. It's everywhere. Don't believe me. It's fine. But go look for yourself. Because you're going to want to see it. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. And then what you going to do about it? They're protected. Just like the Freemason cops. Just like your judges. Just like your really elite celebrities. They're protected. You remember when Kobe Bryant? Legends never die. No, they don't. Especially when they're not real. Especially when there's scientists and there's hybrid scientists that run prosthetics through their DNA. There's scientists that sit at those games and they run prosthetics through their DNA. And then what they do is after they run their DNA and they see what people want to see. They see that people want to see jump shots out this world. They see where people are like, I want to be like Kobe. They see that and they're watching that and then they use that to deceive you. And then they use those DNAs and those statistics to put into your video games and make you cycle back around and believe that you're in the game. You know, those video games, it says it's just like you playing. Yeah, you are. You don't live in the world you think you do. And if you don't know, you should go check. Don't believe me. Please don't. Go check yourself. I don't want you to believe me. Go check yourself. Go look. It's all orchestrated. There are, and some people are like, I've been to football practices. I never said that they don't play. I said sometimes they don't play. Go look. Sometimes it's just like 4 people on the floor. And you think that there's a shit ton of players. Your media does that with you with the news. Do you notice that? They loop together the video so it looks like there's a huge crowd. And if you actually look through the crowd, you'll see the same person sitting somewhere. It's just a green screen. The world is a stage. Never said that they all don't play. They do. But if you go look, you're going to see, like, I got questions. Why does it look like they got magnets on the gloves? In order to put the ball down, sometimes they have to pull their gloves completely off. Because sometimes the AIs, the CGIs, and the stuff that the scientists are using to create the games is too strong. So if they are on the field, there is a shit ton of mishaps that people don't see, and they try to cut it out of the real games. But they do catch it on camera. And people, they know that nobody is paying attention, because how much does a man love sports sometimes? What is it? You know the saying of, all you got to do is give a man his sports, his beer, and sorry, but his pussy, and he'll be fine. Real shit. Beat him, screw him, love him, let him watch TV. It's kind of how simple sometimes men are. So of course, you're not looking for that shit. Because that's your peace. That's your therapy. It's supposed to be okay. It's supposed to be real. Go look. And I'll tell you the rest of my experiences. Because I know a lot of people are not... You ain't going to hear me if I try to tell you right now. Trust me. You ain't going to hear me if I try to tell you right now. So when you go look for yourself, hopefully in the next few days, we can have this conversation again. And if we don't, then we'll have it at the live event and it'll come out in the footage. But that's also something that's evidence that the angels know, that the courts know, Child Protective Services knows, the Staples Centers know. You could ask anybody that's really into sports like that, that's deep into sports, they know. They just don't tell you. Go look. I'm telling you, don't live in the world you think you do. But to every angel that is going on their way in 8 days, thank you so much. To every angel that's helping us right now. Q, we just pulled up. So we'll be inside in just a second. But to every angel that is helping us right now, to every angel that is praying for us right now, to the angels that are just getting outside to go march, to the people sharing because they can't be outside, so they printing out flyers, putting up sticky notes, getting loud and telling somebody that don't want to hear it, thank you, because it's not just me, and we said this from the beginning, it's not about us. And when I say us, I mean actual me and her, us and us.
A squared.
You gotta go look. You're gonna be sick when you finally wake up and see how much we all guilty. Get loud, do something, and I pray we could talk to y'all soon. God bless you guys.